Pixar has long been celebrated for crafting films that entertain while delivering deeper messages that speak to audiences of all ages. From the moment Toy Story arrived in 1995, the studio established itself as more than just an animation powerhouse. It became a storyteller that explored themes of identity, belonging, and courage. Just 3 years later, with A Bug's Life, Pixar demonstrated that even a family-friendly adventure could hold profound truths about power, oppression, and the courage to resist. The story follows Flick, an inventive but misunderstood ant living in a colony under the control of a ruthless gang of grasshoppers led by Hopper. The ants work tirelessly to gather food, only for it to be seized by their overlords. Hopper isn't just a brute, he's a calculated manipulator who understands exactly how fragile his authority really is. After Flick's well-intentioned mistake results in the loss of the colony's food supply, Hopper storms in, intimidating the ants and making it clear they are to double their efforts or face consequences. His dominance is absolute, yet in this moment, the seeds of rebellion begin to take root. When Flick sets out to find help, he mistakenly recruits a troupe of circus performers he believes are warriors. Together, they hatch a plan to scare off the grasshoppers with a giant bird. While much of the film leans into lighthearted antics and teamwork, one scene in particular reveals the underlying threat driving the entire story. Back at the grasshopper camp, Hopper's gang wonders if it's even worth returning to Ant Island. One dismisses Flick as just one ant, but Hopper refuses to underestimate him. To prove his point, he compares the ants to grains of food, tossing one at his gang to show it's harmless, then unleashing a torrent of grain that buries several of them alive. His chilling line follows, "You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. This moment crystallizes the heart of the film's message. Hopper knows his control depends entirely on maintaining fear and division. His rule is an illusion sustained by convincing the oppressed they are powerless, a tactic echoed throughout history in authoritarian regimes. Once that illusion cracks, once even one individual dares to resist, the system's fragility is exposed. When the grasshoppers return, the ants' initial courage falters after learning the truth about Flick's warrior bugs. But with encouragement from Princess, Flick regains his resolve, and the plan goes into motion. Although the fake bird initially frightens Hopper, its destruction reignites his rage. In a climactic confrontation, Flick publicly challenges him, inspiring the entire colony to unite. With their newfound solidarity, the ants overpower the invaders, leaving Hopper vulnerable and alone. His final downfall comes not from the ants themselves but from a real bird, which feeds him to its chicks, a darkly fitting end to his reign. In the aftermath, the ants reclaim their autonomy and rebuild for their own benefit. While A Bug's Life stops short of being a direct allegory for any specific real-world event, its themes resonate strongly with struggles against systemic oppression. Throughout history, marginalized groups have been told they are too small to make a difference, when in reality, their collective power can change the course of nations. Pixar's film quietly reminds viewers, especially young ones, that change often begins with the courage of one voice, and that unity is the most potent weapon against tyranny. Though it never spawned sequels like Toy Story or The Incredibles, A Bug's Life remains one of Pixar's most politically charged and underrated works. Beneath its colorful animation and comedic charm lies a timeless message. Oppressive systems endure only as long as those they exploit believe they must. Once the truth is seen, the numbers speak for themselves, and the powerful have far more to fear from the powerless than they care to admit.